What's happening, guys? It is Thursday. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and well, project number one, we're finally getting these door bottoms done. I based them all in, and I got my soft edge tape up there just like I showed in the previous video, and I had to get kind of close to it. You can see some paint kind of on there, so I rolled it back a little more. That's what's going on for right now. And I got a new toy to show you guys here in a little bit. That one spot that was up in the middle of the top of that door turned out a little funky, but I don't know. It sort of bothers me, but I guess we'll live with it. Had to buy another quart of the paint for that truck so I can finish the hood and the fenders when I get them. But yeah, I'll show you what we got here. We have an Iwata LPH400. This is on loan to me from Shop Owner's Warehouse. It is a demo gun. It's a brand new gun, but it was sent to them as a demo. And I went in there inquiring about their W400 LV4, which is the compliant version of this gun, basically. This gun has a 1.3 tip in it, so we'll see how it goes. The suggested inlet pressure on it is 16 psi, so that's actually really low, and from what I've read, 16 ain't going to cut it, so we're going to have to wind it up a little bit. But we're going to do some spray outs with it and play around for a few minutes while it cools off here in the shop, because it's 100 degrees in here. I left both the torpedoes going while I was gone. You can hear the fan in the background. It's too hot, and we're down to about 92 now. So by the time I get done playing around doing a spray out or 2 or 3 or 5, whatever I decide to do, I'm going to tape another piece of paper up right there, and we're going to try some spray outs. We're going to use the 30 clear. So we'll take this into the other room. So we bought a couple $300 worth of supplies today, and it doesn't include that gun. I didn't buy the gun. The gun is a demo. 2 packages of white balls. The blue is a box of tack rags, a new mask, 2 rolls of 2-inch, 4 rolls of 3/4 inch tape. We're going to try this gun cleaner. I don't know if anybody's using this. I said I want the best stuff you got, and they were very adamant this gun be returned to them perfectly clean unless I'm keeping it, which I don't know. They quoted me a price of like $550 for this gun, and I'm not sure whether I want it or not. I was talking to Ron over there, Aries Raven 1, and he uses the W400 LV4 with the 1.3 tip in it, and he says that works pretty good in his garage. And I like the way the Plus sprays. You know, I've had a couple goofs with it. Last time it was just too hot in here to spray with it. But the other problem is I need to play with it some more. I've just got so much overspray with that gun, and I'm having trouble keeping it out of my garage or my shop. And I'm going to try one of these just to see how it works. I mean, I'm under no obligation here, and a couple people have poked at me and said, why don't you give it a shot, see if you like it. You know, I was using the Sodajet 3000 before, and you know, every once in a while I could get it to lay down kind of the way I wanted it. But I think the biggest thing with these HVLP guns is your spray distance. You know, the rule of thumb, you know, which is this distance, which is about 6 to 8 inches away from the panel, doesn't work for every gun. In fact, it doesn't work at all for that gun. About 5 to 6 inches tops on that gun, and from everything I've read, because this is a low volume, low pressure type gun, it only runs at 16 psi to yield 10 psi at the cap. This gun should put out a lot less extra air, But again, from what I've read, people are saying they're running them anywhere from 26 to 35 psi, which is going to bump the air pressure at the cap up a little. But that cap is designed to run at 16 psi to give you 10 at the cap. I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can see the interesting cuts in the pass. There it goes, it focused, around the fluid tip. And that's your main air passage, and then there's a tiny hole to the left and right of that in the air cap, and then you have the holes in your air horns. So we're going to see how this one does. I do believe that it probably isn't going to shoot worth a shit at 16 psi, but we'll do a couple spray outs. And I'm doing the door bottoms. It's no big deal. It's not a big panel, so it's not a great test of this gun. I just found with this gun right here, I've got a decent amount of overspray, but not as bad as the Plus. The Plus is just, I don't know how to put it other than it really throws the material down, and I need more time on it. Just in a bit of a point here where I need to shit or get off the pot, depending on how I decide I want to spray, since I don't spray every day. So we also got we got a pint of that top one is Chrysler code PDT, dark titanium metallic, for the minivan that I got to work on, which is outside, and you guys will see that in a little bit. But for now, first thing you do when you get a new gun is wash it. A lot of times there's, I don't want to say oil, but there's a coating that they put in them so that they don't tarnish or corrode or anything. So you want to make sure that's clean. So we're going to put some gun wash in there and clean that gun out and clean the air cap off, because we don't want to find out the hard way that there's some sort of oil on there and then we get fish eyes. Every gun I've ever bought brand new was that way. This one doesn't seem slimy, but some of them are slimier than others, so we're going to clean that out, and we'll see what we got here. Okay guys, I've never seen a gun shoot at this low of pressure and atomize like this before, so this is kind of new to me. I don't know if you guys can probably see this, but that's kind of a touch over pressure. That's about, no, that might be 16. Let's see. It's funny, when you click the trigger to paint, it drops about 2 psi, but that was one of the things I read. Sorry, you guys are still running here. That first one is at about 3 to 4 inches, and it was pretty wet for about 9 inches up. This one's a little bit farther away. This is probably 5 to 6 inches. That's a little bit taller. I think I want to stay probably in the 4 to 5 inch range because, well, let's just do a spray out here. And that ain't bad. Phone's ringing here, of course, in the middle of doing a video. Let's see. Nobody I need to talk to. Let's do a couple more. Let's that's at 16. That's what they're recommended. It certainly puts the material down. I think we might rock with that. So I'll put you guys on the stand here, and we're not making too big of a mess in here yet, so we're gonna hang this gun off the edge of the paper stand for a second. I gotta go find the stand. And we'll do the driver's side since I'll have to look at that. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with what I got there. You know, it doesn't sound like what you're used to hearing because it's totally half the PSI I'd be spraying at. I mean, I was spraying the Plus at 38. and the 1/4 tip in it, and it wasn't doing that. So I don't know. I'm not a true believer in HVLP technology here, but let's try this gun and see what it does for me. I've heard so many rave reviews. Oh, and I mixed up 12 ounces of clear. So I know that's not zoomed in, but I gotta find a tech rig. So hang on. Temperature check, we're right about 80. Got a little moisture issue here on my lines again. Alright, mask up, let's see what happens. One thing I am not going to do, on my first pass of clear, I'm not going to come all the way up to that line. We're going to have one coat of clear under that little lip, and we're going to kind of fog it in there so that we can melt it out later. Tiny bit peely, but not too bad. I'll definitely need some practice on this. We're going to let that flash. We're going to finish this side. So I'll bring you back when I'm ready to make another pass. Alright guys. I'm sorry I didn't let you watch me clear this whole thing. I'll let you see the first coat. Got the heat back on. It's about 80. Hope I win that matrix hygrometer and temperature thermometer gauge thingamabobber. I'm moderately speechless. For somebody who doesn't have any time on a low volume, low pressure gun, I don't want to say that gun's idiot proof, but one thing I can honestly say about it is I can tweak it a little bit, probably get a little better finish out of it. But compared to my SATA 3000 HVLP, that's a quarter of the overspray, maybe half. A tenth the overspray of the let's sit here and think about it for a second, of the Plus. I'm not knocking the Plus. This isn't beat the Plus day. I like the Plus. When I can't throw a garage door open like I did the first couple times I used it, I don't have enough air movement in my shop to use that gun. And unless it's for a spot job. When I did the bed of this truck, it was like holy tornado. A little bit of trash in it, nothing terrible. Actually, I got more trash in it than I thought I did. There's a couple good specks there, but like a dickhead, I fired up the torpedo heater before that was out of dust, because I was afraid I was losing my temperature. I don't feel like rolling the light stand over here. We're going to give you guys a look-see. I'm going to use the light from my flashlight here on my camera, or on my on my smartphone. I got a chunk of trash in it. I can see it right where that piece of tape is almost touching that corner. A little piece of trash there. I don't want to say I tried to run it, but I tried to run it. I did something that I normally wouldn't do with the compliant, or with the Plus or my SATA jet. I moved pretty quick on this. Oh, I know what I want to show you guys. Okay. I'm not super good at these, but I'm not bad. I saw I had that back masked, and I think this camera is being a pain in the ass. It doesn't really want to focus real good. That wet clear makes it look like that those colors are two different colors, but it's really no big deal. The other beauty of this is there's a belt molding that goes in that area. Kinda, you see the shine on that. It's got a gun finish on it. I mean, that isn't without peel, and I didn't expect it to be, but that's pretty damn good. And I did make more than one pass along the bottom of this. I don't know if the camera is going to let us see it, but quite honestly, that's the shiniest I've ever been able to lay down clear with an HVLP gun, unless it was a hood. You know, this stuff's hanging on. Now, what I shouldn't have done, but I'm guilty of always doing it, because of the way these doors sit when they're closed. Let me zoom this stupid thing back out. Okay, I've got them jarred open a little bit. They hang inside of the rocker, and there's no way to get clear real well up on that bottom, because what happens is the spray of the fan cracks it right here and busts it apart, and all you get is dry on the bottom of these doors. So you kind of have to go along and give them a little. But overall, I see a stone chip that I painted over. I filled one, but I missed one. No biggie though. But where these two doors come together, getting back to the story, you can see there's quite a bit of clear built up on that edge, which is kind of a no-no, but I don't know if I'll even really work on these doors. I'll probably give them a scuff to get the trash out of them in a couple of spots. Maybe denib them, maybe I'll buff them, I don't know. The rest of the doors have peel in them, and the cab corner has a little in it. That bed is almost without peel at all after I buffed it, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with that for a first shot Johnny. That was at about 18 to 20 psi in that gun. I wound it up a little bit. That actually sped it up a little. I don't know how the hell you could paint with that gun at 35, but maybe it really only bumps the air cap pressure up a little bit. I'm not the scientist behind that, but got some orange Julius there. Not really. That's gun wash. We're going to give it a try. This stuff smells nasty as hell. So this one's for you, Ruben. Since you're dealing with the strippers, we have Naked Gun by Clean Strip. They make this to put in gun washers, and they're also selling it in gallons. That was 36 bucks for that gallon, and the supply store that I use my jobber is probably a third less than my local parts house that I was buying paint from. So I can only imagine what that cost. So we've got some of that in the Iwata here, just in case I can't come up with the dough to make a purchase on this, or I decide in a day or two I don't like it. They told me I could keep it and put some use to it, make sure I like it. I really wanted to try the compliant, but this one really doesn't upset me. And now I sort of feel obligated because they were nice enough to loan it to me, but we'll see. I think I showed you guys this before. You can I think the problem with this camera not focusing is me shaking. Anyway, there's notches in that fluid tip. I don't know why this stuff looks so funky. I was almost worried to use it at first, but if they're selling it for gun washers, I just want to make sure there's no remnants of clear in this gun. And this stuff allegedly, and let's read it. I have to get a technical data sheet on it because there's no instructions on the can other than danger, warning, harmful, burns your skin, burn your retinas out, make your balls hurt, does all kinds of terrible stuff. But anyway, let's look down here. Removes cured paint. Cured paint. Conditions guns. I'm not sure what the hell's in it that's going to condition your gun. And it's VOC compliant. From my thought, anything VOC compliant is usually shit. But we're going to find out. I've already cleaned it with the, figure out what I do with my spray can. I'm almost out of this. My Sem XXX, which I really like, and I haven't really had any problems since I started using it, but that stuff is supposed to be badass right there, that naked gun. So we're going to find out how naked it makes my gun. Hopefully it doesn't make it so naked that there's no chrome plating left on it. So, well, I'm probably going to cut you guys loose here. Hope you like my hospital bed sheets that I use to keep the overspray off the bedsides. You know, we can see, I need to buff on that a little bit more. I can see a little hazy line in that. If I was a real jerk, I'd re-clear it, but I don't want to waste clear. Yeah, I got a bullseye in that door. I'm not happy about that. I don't know what the hell happened there. I high-build primed that and blocked the piss out of it. And it still did that to me, so I don't know. We'll see how ugly it looks if I wet sand that clear and buff it. It's probably still going to stick out like a sore thumb. But I also had a spot here that I feathered out on this door, and it doesn't stick out like that. I don't know what the hell happened there. I had a big primer spot right here in the middle, and that don't stick out. I covered that sumbitch right up. So I don't know why that other one's doing what it's doing, but and you can see probably see the boink in the door. See that? No worries, that goes behind that trim cladding. That's on the back side of that. I think something boinked that door against the trim cladding and put that doink in it. So we won't see any of that, which is a beautiful thing. So that's why I didn't fix it. Alrighty, I don't know what else. Finish unloading the rest of my goodies here, I guess. Put my tape away and my strainers away and my new mask away. Zoom back out. I know this is probably boring as shit, but it's kind of where I'm at today. Oh, I know what I want to show you guys. I'm going to wash this up here in a couple minutes, I think, and then bring it inside. Thought I heard a car pull in, thought maybe I had some company. Okay. Here's the old salt monster there. .2010 Town and Country. Oh, I just got a piece of salt in my eye. Must have had some on my sweatshirt. That burns. Okay. That whole wheel arch area is scraped. It's got some smeared salt juice on it from me wiping it off just to look at it again today. But this van is a 2-year-old van, and this must have happened right after they got it and nobody said anything. We've got rust on it already. And it scuffed the bumper cover, but I'm hoping that maybe we can rub that out. But I don't know if the camera will show up or not. But it's wavy. It put a bunch of waves in it. And I have to admit, we'll see what this looks like when it gets washed up. Let's kind of look down the side of it here. This thing ain't very peely at all. I've seen a lot worse. God, the Fords look like they're painted with rollers. At least my Super Duty. But it might have been repainted. What the hell do I know? There's some peel in it up there. But I've seen worse. That ain't bad. That gun ought to match that, no problem. I might have to dick with it a little bit, but I think if I paint as good as I did today, that it ought to match fine. I'll Probably have to take those belt moldings off right there, maybe, I don't know. They may not be easy to take off. We may have to play the masking game, but then we'll have to jam it. We'll have to put some foamy tape in there, back mask that bad mamma jamma. I'm going to wait till tomorrow. It's supposed to be, I think, a little bit warmer, but chance of freezing rain. Because I need to hose out those fender wells so I can mask it. And then we're going to drop, if I can buff that garbage off the bumper, which you can't really probably see very well. There's a couple little scrapes right there. If I can get that crap to buff off, then we can just drop this bumper cover down, pop the tail light out, back mask this, and we will clear that whole panel. You know, from, if you want to call that the sail panel, bring it from the gap in the door all the way down the top, and we'll re-clear this whole, you feel like you're on the spray gun? Clear this whole thing down the dog leg, bloop, right down to the bottom. And we'll be able to break it off at the bumper because we're going to drop that down, loosen the clips. So that's the weekend project. That's get her done tomorrow. Hopefully pull the dents out. I got to plug the panel beater in and get it on the charger. I don't know how much I'm going to even be able to get pulled out of that. It's pretty minor, but I might want to pull some of it. I got to take it down to steel anyway to get the damn rust off of it. DA should do that. So and I can't believe all those people got tagged for the favorite tool video and nobody tagged the Velvethamma. Man, I got lost in the mix somehow. Who was it? SRV Jedi Knight said, I don't know who to tag. That's okay. I don't need to play the game. But it sure was cool seeing what everybody's favorite tool was. And I'm like a lot of people. My favorite one is the one that gets the job done. And today, we got her charging. Today, my favorite tool was the Iwata LPH400 with a 1.3 tip. In conjunction, we'd like to also thank the 5-horse, 80-pound Sanborn air compressor. Some specs on this gun I want to rattle off to you real quick. Besides the fact that it claims a 16 psi atomization to get 10 psi at the cap, I want to say this gun, let's see where the instructions are. This gun, somebody's probably got one and they're going to be like, yeah, I already knew that, but I don't know it. Atomizing air pressure, 1.1 to 16. How hilarious. Who the hell is going to spray at 1.1 psi? That's probably the lowest the air valve will throttle air into it. Air consumption. With that LV4 air cap, which is what's on it, that's not a base coat cap, that's a maximum atomization cap. 270 liters a minute or 9.5 CFM. Most air compressors, most two-stage air compressors, I think mine may or may not say on there. No. This one, I believe the spec is 23 at 125 PSI. But I don't think it's probably that good anymore because that thing's been around the block a time or three. So, alright, I'm going to get this yuck gun stripper out of there and run some thinner through that to clean that stuff out. Probably could leave it in there, but I don't want to find out that I ruined a gun and then I have to buy it, and yeah, we don't want to play that game. So yeah, there we go, nice and shiny. One more look. One more. Yeah, you like that bullseye? Shit for brains, I can't believe I did that. I don't know how I did that. There's epoxy, that was a chip that turned out to be a big rust spot, so I feathered the paint way out. I put 3 coats of high build primer on top of a coat of epoxy that covered that bare steel, and that son of a bitch still bullseyed out at me. I should have, I was trying to avoid getting primer anywhere near this line up here when I originally did this door, and I think that I should have just said F it and painted the whole door if I was worried about that, instead of having to probably rework the son of a bitch because I put a bullseye in it. But everything else looks sweet. I'm sorry, I'm just oogling because I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. It's a good day, and they're talking about some freezing rain for tomorrow morning, so ooh, yay. I don't like that kind, but I will put some salt down. So all right, oh, one last thing. I keep saying one last thing. All right, here was my 3-inch spray out full trigger to see how long I would have to stay in one spot to get it to run. If my finger's 3 inches, my middle finger, let's say that's 3, 6, that's probably an 8-inch pattern roughly. But the one that worked the best, I think, is the one right next to it right there, and that was just a little wee bit farther away. But that one started to run a little bit, but you got to remember that's a piece of paper and it's against a cold steel wall. You know, that one might have been very similar too, but I don't have any steppers in it. There are no flow indicators other than very minimal peel in this. I really want to see if I could see a bullseye there for my argument's sake, and I don't see it. Watch, it'll come out in the camera and I can't see it with my naked eye. That's okay, people don't have cameras for eyeballs. Yeah, I mean, that's acceptable peel to me. Gonna live with that. Alright guys, I'm gonna let you go. Hope you enjoyed the little video and quickie spray gun review of the Iwata LPH400, and we'll be using that to do the clear on the hood hopefully too, if I can get that van out of here. Well, we're going to use it on the van too, so what the heck. So we'll catch you.